The Empire of Maka has existed for nearly 1,000 years. Founded and ruled by Ava the Main, the immortal empress, it quickly expanded its borders thanks to the overwhelming power of its mages and the shrewd politics of its nobles. Now it has fully conquered the centre of the continent of Elmera, and although war has ended, peace still eludes its populace. As the Empire nears its first millennia, the signs of turmoil have become more frequent and apparent. Monsters are becoming more bold, nobles plot schemes of usurpation, and whispers of rebellion hang heavy in the slums. This gave rise to the adventurer. These strong individuals of all races and classes lend their might to the citizens of Maka to drive back monstrous incursions. There are even adventurers who perform deeds so noble that the people can see beyond their race to the hero that lies within. There are those who criticize these adventurers and claim they're nothing more than pawns used to advance the political machinations of nobles. Despite the immortal Empress herself making fewer and fewer appearances, there are those whose faith in the Empire remains unshaken, but the wise know that it only takes a few sparks to ignite the flames of change. Allow me to introduce you to these sparks. Welcome to Elmera.
Hello and welcome to Dice Age, a real play Dungeons & Dragons podcast. My name is Jack and I am your Dungeon Master. And with me are our wonderful heroes. Would you all mind introducing yourselves?
Hey all, I'm AJ and I'm playing Edgar Wood, the half-elf, half-Asori blood hunter.
Alice. I play T, the elven sorceress.
I'm Mitchell, and I play Essa and T, the human rogue.
I am Zach. I am playing Tauros, the tiefling paladin.
Hello, I am Trey, and I am playing Oberon Perseus Maximus Germanius Cornelius Alexander Claudius II, your drow fighter.
All right. Who remembers what happened last time that we were playing?
Well. Looky what we got here. Couple of nerds playing a game. Bag 'em, fellas.
What? What the hell? Kobolds, what are you doing in here?
We were in the neighborhood and we thought we'd stop by. Oh, my apologies. See, we are the cool kobolds. I'm the leader, Stu Bad Dragon Johnson.
Bad Dragon?
It's not what you think. Just shut up, all right? Anyway, since we got all your friends preoccupied, let me introduce you to the crew. This here is the mobster formerly known as Waffle.
How you doing?
This here is Tootsie Roll.
You're looking at me, punk.
And this is Arcanaut Valorian Titanic's fourth of his name.
I am an ancient dragon who has been cursed to be stuck in this ungodly form. Free me, and you shall have my horn?
Yeah, Arky. Sorry, this guy seems to have hit his head. And last is,
Oh, hi. I'm Henry Johnson, Stewie's dad here. Kiddo needed a ride, so I thought I'd help him out.
Dad, shut up. You're embarrassing me. I told you to wait in the car. Anyway, seems we disrupted your game. Apologies. Why don't we take a look-see at what we got here, cool kobolds?
Hey, boss, look here. I got some notes. Seems these chuckleheads were fighting two manticores. Murdered them real good, too. Wow, didn't even let the last one escape, huh? That's a bit of a dick move.
Yeah, I'm seeing this guy here with a lot of doodles of how Essa masterfully dissected one for its meat and tail. This is kind of serial killery, boss.
Okay. Arky, you got anything?
I have the memories of a millennia, and you asked me for such triviality? Fine. They seem to have arrived in town of Cashel to complete the task given to them by Mara Deldrax on behalf of Lady Ward, the task of finding the secret of Lord Rockfort and his daughter Eileen?
Did great there, champ.
I am an ancient dragon, you...
Anywho. Yeah, these buckaroos went around town and found the church where they talked to some pastor fellow named Aiden Aaron. He told them about a whole bunch of stuff, like how Lord Rockfort always comes to church service on Sylvis. His daughter hasn't really been seen in like 20 years, and that she's enjoyed lollygagging in the merchant quarter. Really not Father of the Year, eh, Stewie?
Shut up, Dad, and it's bad dragon.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that, bud.
Fine. All right. Well, what the hell happened next?
I got nothing, boss. This Mitchell guy stopped taking notes and started doodling as they're killing more manticores.
Yeah, Zach cured you towards riding on a dinosaur.
The fierce mortal named AJ drew Edgar stabbing Oberon, whilst the flimsy one named Trey drew Oberon feeding Edgar to the dog?
Yeah, this Alice lady has drawings of T, but she looks really old and a little too creepy in the herby-jeebies. You know what I mean?
Wait, what? That's it? You, dungeon master thing. The hell's up?
Well, to be perfectly honest, I'm shocked they took that many notes. Usually they just throw dice at each other. Oh, watch out, there might be some loose D4s on the floor.
Oh! I have been attacked! Played by a plastic pyramid! Remember me as the great primordial dragon I once was.
Ah, shoot. I'll get the guy a fancy Neosporin and a jiffy.
All right, enough. Give me your notes then, dungeon master.
Alright, but I'm warning you.
Okay, all right. Let's see here. So they went to merchants' quarters, cool. Talked to some merchants and got some hot goss. Learned that Eileen Rockford used to visit a half-elf merchant named Harrison Wellman, but he left around the same time she went MIA. And the fuck? She transformed into an older, much creepier, haggard woman? What? How? What the fuck? Wait, what's this? How I'm gonna kill Tauros, how I'm going to kill off. You have these for each one of them? Hey, 12th level spells to TPK? Dude, you got a problem.
Oh, do I? Why don't you take a look at the next section?
Oh, all right. See, we got how I'm going to trap cool kobolds and make them play in Dungeon of Nothing But Riddles. Oh god, you monster! Guys, let's get out of here! Oh shit! What the hell?
Oh, jeez.
My head!
Well,
Yo,
I feel like I just got hit by an abnormally large lizard, but still somewhat small.
Did I hear that right, Jack?
what?
Did I hear that right?
Well,
TPK killing off.
You know, it's a good DM always has a red herring in his notes in case people who shouldn't be looking at them does look at them.
That's a lot of red herrings, man.
It is a lot of red herrings but don't worry, they're all very red and herringy. You don't have to worry about them.
I'm gonna pretend that comforts me.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, so now that we are no longer being accosted by our intruding kobold companions, how about we start getting back into our game? All right. So we come back in the merchant's quarter of Cashel. T has just made a sort of revelation of herself to you all.
This should help with the interrogation.
Yeah.
Oh.
The only one somewhat disturbed.
So this is just like a spell, right? Like you just cast like one of those
This is
disguise.
an illusion magic, right?
It's no illusion.
And like, if anyone wants, she'll like touch them, and you can feel that the skin is now like dry and wrinkly instead of like normal young human skin that or elven skin that she normally has.
Essa, you do it.
No, not doing it.
Taurus.
She'll like take up grab in her hand a piece of hair that you see is in like clumps hanging off her head. This brown clumpy hair. She'll just like pick it up and drop it, and you can see that it moves with real gravity, and it's got actual non-illusionary weight to it.
Fine, you don't have to touch any of me, but this isn't an illusion.
I don't think we have time right now, but I would at some point want to find out what the fuck you are.
That's fair.
It's a little hostile, Bone Boy.
Everyone knows
Right.
what I am, all right?
That's true. There's a name for what he's got.
Yeah.
Osteoporosis.
His arthritis is acting up again.
It's got
Oh my
very
goodness.
aggressive arthritis. It's just all over the place.
All right. So the plan is to go find some half elves and try to get more out of them, right?
I believe we were trying to hunt down this Harrison gentleman.
Mhm.
All right. Yeah. You all notice that half elves are, still not very I wouldn't say common, but there's definitely more half elves that they're doing less to hide their nature as half elves in this city than they would in Avon. Not necessarily like flaunting it, but they're not. Half elves in Avon would kind of keep their heads low, stick to the sides of the streets, avoid any kind of interaction between them and elves, that kind of stuff. And the half elves that you've kind of noticed as you've gone around the city here are not as desperate to avoid attention, so to say.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So it's possibly a less hostile environment. Slightly.
It's the frontier.
Yeah.
So there, the further you get from the seat of power, and the less direct elven influence over the area, it's not as big of an issue. It's still technically controlled by the elves and all that stuff, so no one's like, doing anything brazen, but it's not as quick to end up with a public execution as it would be in Avon.
Gotcha.
Hey, Jack, how big of a giveaway is an Elmera Mastiff of like someone here is like an elf noble or something?
It's a dead giveaway, especially when the guy is wearing the emblem of one of the most powerful elven families.
Wound
I'm
is
gonna go-
not with. He would have left Wound in the stable.
No, yeah, I figured.
Hey, Lord Claudius, you might want to cover up over here.
Would you like this generic cloak?
Literally like a brown, gross piece of fabric with a hood.
How many like sweat stains are on it?
She takes it off, and you can see that there are like actual patches of her head that are exposed skull.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, and they're like large bald. It's less like she has bald patches and more like she has hair patches.
So, you guys kind of like duck. I know you went behind like a nearby tree to like give like your dramatic reveal. Did you guys leave the merchant's quarter before doing this, or?
Yeah, we stepped away from it. Yeah,
Just making sure.
Yeah.
Because
He has been looking in the fields for like
farmers and shit.
Right.
And it was like covert change.
Yeah, so in the fields, most of the farmhands you're seeing humans, some occasional halflings, but it's a very human populated city. Occasional half elf among the field hands as well, but mostly humans.
Harrison was a hunter. We may do well trying to find someone who might supply a hunter with the goods they need over here too.
Also, just throwing it out there, maybe if you could find other hunters, if there's a gathering spot to them, maybe they knew Harrison, maybe Gus points direction he may have left, he may have told someone.
Yeah, you guys could check and see if there's like a hunter's guild or a Fletcher in the city.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Would it be like an investigation check?
I mean, you could just like look around in the merchant's quarter. I'd just use a general perception for that.
Investigation, right there. Perception, not good. 17.
I'll give you the help action.
All right.
17? No, like with a
Yeah.
17 perception, like it's not hidden. It's just it's an unfamiliar city. But yeah, you're able to find there is a sort of hunters guild, and there's also next to a smith there is a Fletcher, a shop specifically for bows and arrows.
Gotcha.
Sick.
All right. I guess we could head inside if everyone wants to do that.
Yeah, so like
Before we go in, just like looking down the street, is there like a bar 2 doors down, you know? Like
there are several bars throughout the city.
I'm thinking like is there one
the
so
hunters
closely located that it would be very obvious that like yeah, they go and get their shit and then go to the bar, you know? Or like right next to the butchers, you know?
Right. Yeah. Like there's definitely I mean there's a few kind of scattered throughout the merchant's quarter, so there's not one that specific just from looking at it you could tell is that's the place the hunters go kind of vibe.
Okay.
All
right.
So are you guys heading into the Fletchers or the Hunters Guild?
I'd probably say Hunter's Guild, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hunters Guild.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you head into the Hunters Guild. You see there's a few people kind of milling around. As they're kind of looking around, you get a lot of eyes drawn to at first to Oberon, Drow with like very ornate looking armor and stuff like that stands out a whole lot, but then a whole lot of other people are also looking at and then quickly looking away from T.
Kind of attention she's not used to.
Yeah.
You don't
a
find
few of
anymore.
even the more like seasoned hunters. There's a few of the ones that like have like scars and rough looking features from like having spent days outdoors tracking game that kind of like look a little green in the face and like turn away when they see T. You do notice there is a pretty older looking human man sitting towards the back behind a desk. He's got a kind of cap that's like over his eyes and is kind of leaning back in his chair, legs propped up and resting on his desk, and you hear like the gentle, breathing of a man sleeping.
Well, who's gonna wake him up? I sure as hell ain't.
I I don't mean to offend, but our two big guys might want to take a step back into talking here.
That's fair. Okay, just find a little spot that like attracts the least amount of eyes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like most of the people that are here, like it's not really that full up. There's like 4 or 5 people, just kind of like resting. Like a few of them are like looking over, like there's requests on a board for like specific kinds of game and stuff like that, that are being looked at. But for the most part, it's just like you hear like soft conversation of like people talking like, well, I was chasing this boar for like 3 days and he was not happy when I finally caught up with him, let me tell you. Like, you know, like I caught a fish this big kind of stories.
Yeah.
I caught 2 fish.
It was this big. This big and this big.
Taurus is gonna find like a spot off to the side and like pull off one of his gauntlets and start cleaning it, but he's gonna keep an eye out amongst the crowd just to keep watch as the chat's going on.
Yeah, so as you're doing that, like you're keeping an eye out. It's mostly humans. There's like a halfling hunter that's here, but no one seems like they're, you know, looking to cause trouble. More just like, there's a bunch of weirdos, we've never seen these people before kind of vibe.
Okay.
I'm going to take a position kind of closer to the door, not like directly like in front of it or to the side, but like where it looks like if we have an incident similar to the one that we had at the Dragon Skull, then can act quick.
Sure thing. So who is approaching the old man?
I guess it's just me.
I can come too.
Yeah, I'll go with you.
All right, so the 3 of you approach the old man. He's still kind of gently snoring as you walk up to the desk.
I'm sorry. I say, while they're about to talk, can I try to just keep a lookout, see if anybody's like how how Overrock is, can kind of look around, make sure nobody's trying to listen in, nobody's talking, nobody's like staring at us, especially apart from like being freaked out by T.
Yeah, like, you know, looking around, it looks like everyone's happy to like kind of keep to themselves right now. You don't get the vibe that anyone's listening in or anything like that.
Gotcha.
T's just gonna reach out and like give him like a couple little taps on the shoulder, then suddenly remembers she can't go at this from a seduction standpoint and give him like a jab of a poke to try to wake him up.
So, just gives him like the back of the hand on the cheek.
Yeah, exactly.
Punches him in the face.
Going for like a well, good morning, and then ends up with a get up.
Yeah.
Kind of a poke.
So you do the gentle taps, and then he's just, then you do the big poke. He goes, startles, like looks up, like, oh, hello, welcome to Guild of Hunters. I am Archibald, Guildmaster. How may I be of service, ma'am?
Hello, Archibald. We're new in town, and we're looking to see if a friend of ours passed through here. His name is Harrison?
Harrison. You have a last name? There's a few Harrisons.
Oh, I did. Last name, gentlemen?
Wellman.
Wellman. Harrison Wellman. Would have been quite a while ago.
So you say Harrison Wellman, all the conversation stops, and everyone looks at you.
Figured that was coming.
Then, like, the old man, like, his eyes, Archibald, his eyes kind of, like, squint. He goes, Harrison, we haven't seen him in a long time.
You don't know if he's, joined up with another guild in another town or anything?
No, Harrison was the kind of guy that if he was leaving, he'd tell you. The fact that he just disappeared, you know, pretty suspicious.
Ah,
And if I might be
I'm
so...
afraid I can put those pieces together. Apologies. Does anyone know anything about where he left to?
Left? Lady, I don't...
If we're speaking optimistically.
Look, how do you know Harrison?
It's a long story.
I got time.
Not one.
Shut you the fuck down.
Lying. Not good at thinking quick. I think
I
about
imagine-
that shit like 5 minutes before it happens.
I like to mention T says that out loud. She's like, lying.
Lying. Lies.
I'm
I'm
lying
telling
to
a
you.
lie and you're believing me.
You fool.
That might be my job. Anyway,
He was very close with a friend of ours.
Listen, even if he may not be alive, I don't give out information on our guild members just because some random person comes in and tells me that they know who they are. Either you tell me how you know him, or I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
I can respect that judgment. Gentlemen, judgment call. Should we leave this gentleman alone or delve?
If you want me to tag in here, I think, Jack, I'm pretty sure at Avon, especially, I took mostly Ranger Hunter classes, right? Because there wasn't enough for school. Could I do some kind of like insight or history check on this to feel like where they're located and everything, how they might feel about Rockport, how loyal they are to other guild members, stuff like that? Like, what's the vibe I'm getting?
Yeah. Give me an insight check.
Oh god, I forgot I'm terrible. 2.
You know what? You get the distinct impression that he is losing his patience, and that's all you can get from this guy.
okay.
Well, sir, for now, I believe we will wish you a good afternoon. We may be back later.
And she'll just leave.
I'm gonna before I leave, I'm just gonna turn to him and be like, listen, we're not here for anything to hurt anyone here. All we want is to find some answers because there's someone getting hurt. And we want to make sure they're okay. And when I heard it was a half elf involved who might be disappearing for some reason, I wanted to make sure they were okay.
Give me a persuasion check.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a real good
that
one.
was me.
That was great.
15.
Hey.
15?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you see the human, you see Archibald, you say that to him, and he kind of relaxes a bit. He goes, all right, well, I can appreciate that. I don't appreciate you coming in and telling me you know one of my guild members when you clearly don't. But I can appreciate that you're just trying to do what you think is right. I will say...
We're sorry. Sorry. We're sorry. We're kind of new to this. We're here to make sure that 2 people are okay. Find out more about someone that we think Harrison may have had some connections with, and that connection might be why he disappeared.
So you say that, and he, like, kind of nods and says, well, seems like you've already been talking around. Yeah. Harrison had a friend, a more polite society kind of friend, and rumor goes that her father wasn't too happy about their friendship and that he got involved, which is why Harrison disappeared.
He got mauled?
Involved.
Involved. Okay.
I
Gotcha.
heard
It also
mauled
sounded
too.
like
No, I
mauled.
understand.
Yeah.
Mauling's a
Yeah.
serious hazard in our industry.
I believe it is.
Well, I'm glad we can be honest with each other. No need. We'll still get out of your hair. We don't want to cause too much of a scene with our lot coming in here. But
Right.
we'll be around if anyone wants to talk.
I appreciate that. You watch out for the Rockfords. They're not going to be, well, he's not going to be too happy if he finds out that people are poking in.
At that, Essa's gonna kind of lean in and go, speaking of which, do you know potentially of any spies, any people he tends to send out around town to learn details about people? If he does the thing, or if he does, if what to look out for, so we can spot him.
Well, as far as I know, he doesn't have any spies that he has directly collecting information, but, you know, elves, if you start acting suspicious around any of them, they're going to report back. I guess except for the one you got working with you. He says as he kind of nods over at Oberon.
That is very true. Well, thank you. You've been a great help to us.
Right.
I want to take a look around and see if anyone in here is giving us any particular interest
Same.
during this conversation.
Same. Absolutely same.
Yeah. Give me a perception check as you scan the room.
8. Damn.
15.
Hey, 15. Good job.
Scanning the room, people are looking. No one seems like they're like going to flag you down or like necessarily contact you right now. But you are like, since the Harrison's name was mentioned, people stopped and like were looking over. Some of them lost interest, but some of them have still been kind of paying attention. But there's no like guarantee of like there's no one like looking like they're trying to covertly signal you or anything like that.
Gotcha. Okay.
He did just drop like Voldemort's name, and everybody kind of looked at us, and
Yeah.
but like
First
nobody's
Voldemort.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we've got their respect now.
You at least managed to not piss them off.
Yeah.
That's the big part.
I'll settle for that,
Mm-hmm.
honestly.
From what Taurus has learned in the past, that's a win. That's a win right there. You don't piss people off.
All right.
If I'm looking for hunting supplies or, someone with a lot of years of knowledge on hunting and the going arounds here, any recommendations? I'm trying to say as covertly as I can.
Mm-hmm. He says, well, there's plenty of us here, old timers, retired folks that still hang around the guild. We're happy to talk if you're interested in the sport. We also we tend to go drinking over at the bar down the street. It's called the the Full Quiver.
It's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Might be a place worth spending the night, guys.
Could be.
Seems like it.
All right. Well, anything else I can help y'all with?
If we by chance killed 2 manticores, was there like a bounty or anything, maybe, or just a job for getting rid of those?
2 manticores. That's not too bad. We didn't have.
I don't really have proof anymore. I look over to Essa. Do we eat all their meat?
We ate all the meat and we sold the tail to some guy. So, hey,
we
we
didn't.
to that guy.
We didn't eat all the meat.
You still have some of it left over.
Okay.
But he says, like, I mean, we don't really have any calls out for manticores right now, but that's impressive. If you want, you can take a look at our board and see if there's anything out there you're interested in hunting down. You won't get the full reward because you're not actual guild members, but we can give you a partial amount.
Let's keep that in mind. All right. Shall we head over to the tavern, to the Folk River then?
Yeah.
All right. Let's gather everyone.
So you get the rest of your party. You guys tell Oberon and Tauros what little information you were able to get.
Edgar lets out a huge breath because he just looks at you. He's like, "How the fuck do you do the talking part?"
Well, it's easy when I have tits. Not one person was staring at me.
Some were staring, but they stopped real quick once a piece of
she
skin
gives
or hair
a death glare, and given the way she looks, it's bad.
I'm sorry.
I feel like if she was in this room all the time, we wouldn't have to fight anything. She just scared them off.
She gives you a worse death glare.
That wasn't me. I didn't agree to that at all.
Do you realize I have advantage on intimidation in this form? 10 plus.
Oh,
What's my plus? That's a 14, which isn't that impressive, but shut up.
I guess they're just... yeah, he's scared. He's like, ugh.
Oh, good.
Really? Nope. You use death glare, he just turns away.
I'll turn to Oberon as we're walking out. Make sure no one's looking. It's just so you know, this might be a dead end we're taking. We might need to think about lordly approach if necessary.
I don't know if that's the best idea. There will be risk that we would have to take if we're just throwing the name around without any actual backing.
Yeah.
Are you guys making an effort to make this a private conversation?
I'm not. For the group, I'd be loud enough.
Yeah, for the group, but
okay.
for anybody else.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, I was just.
First, we'll pipe up, and in the sheer curiosity is what happens if you throw your name around and you get in trouble.
Oberon kind of gets a little bit of a not 1,000-yard stare, but his eyes definitely go hazy for a second. I'm gonna roll something.
Just a quick trauma moment. Don't mind me.
Trauma roll.
Oberon breaks down.
Wouldn't be the first
Oberon
time.
doesn't break down, but he definitely does just takes a very deep breath and grips the family emblem a little tighter. Well, best case scenario is a slap on the wrist. Worst case scenario, well, I will have no family name to throw around anymore.
Yeah, surprisingly, Oberon is the best of his second best of his family in terms of being chill with this kind of stuff.
Ooh.
And I look at him, and he's got your beat for sure.
I would have disagreed with you had you said anybody else, but you're right.
Taurus is feeling a little better about being the only person here without a family right now.
Seems like a lot of trouble.
He's like, wow, everyone here kind of has a shitty family. I'm kind of digging my spot. I'm all
Listen,
right.
T's mom's got magical cancer. S's family is
It doesn't
probably
exist.
dead.
Does not exist anymore.
First of all, she's not my mom. She's my mom figure.
Oh, tomatoes cancer. Okay.
The worst cancer.
The worst tomato.
Tomatoes cancer.
Edgar's,
That's
Edgar's
that's a disease in the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs universe.
Oh.
I don't feel confident that maybe I'm wrong, but I don't feel confident anyone in this district knows what happened to Harrison unless we find someone who was really close with him.
I think that people here think they know what happened to Harrison.
Yeah.
They've made up their mind whether or not it's true.
It sounds that they all think he's dead somewhere or another.
dead or disappeared.
All right. So you guys are walking over to the full quiver.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. As you're getting to the full quiver, could I just get a perception check from everyone?
Yeah.
No.
14.
I rolled a nat 1, Jack.
16.
I thought that nat one was me for a second.
What do my half-elven eyes see, Jack?
Oh my god.
That's a
Oberon. You stare at Oberon.
Okay.
You stare into his eyes.
So you guys
We're
are
not
approaching...
kissing, Alice.
I just said stare into his eyes. That's all I said.
Yeah, and then you fucking did the gesture. We all saw it.
I did not.
Liar. You ever heard the joke about gaslighting?
No.
Yes, you have.
You have, because
Fuck
I don't.
you.
I mean, it's a joke that I keep making. So, so everyone, you're all approaching the full quiver. It's still kind of closer to afternoon-ish right now, so it's not that busy at the moment. But as you're approaching, Oberon, you notice something a little off. At first, it kind of looks like just some kind of like part of the door frame that's just, weathered or, maybe a little rougher looking. But then you notice there's a kind of pattern carved into the frame of the door to the tavern.
Gotcha. Do I know what the pattern is?
Give me a history check.
Gotcha. This isn't anything that position of privilege would give me advantage.
No,
right?
Position of privilege would not give you advantage for this one.
History. That's a 9.
A 9. Okay, so you don't recognize what specifically this symbol is supposed to be. But so let me describe it to you. It looks kind of like two half circles that are offset from each other. Almost like
Trey knows what this is.
Yeah.
Oberon does not. Trey
I know
100% knows what this is.
Shit.
He will turn to Edgar. Just, have you ever seen that before? Motion to the symbol.
Yeah.
I don't think Edgar saw it. The only one saw it.
No, I didn't. Can I make a history check?
Yeah, you can make a history check to see if you recognize the symbol.
I'm rolling 15s today.
Yeah.
My number.
Hey, that's good.
15?
Not bad.
Yeah, so with a 15, you would know that there are rumors going around that there is a group in direct opposition of the Empire. You don't know a whole lot about them because it's information that is the Empire very much does not want to be made public. But you're a half-elf. You're a person who has interests in anything that fucks with the Empire. So you have different circles where you've heard stories about it, and you've heard that their symbol is that it's meant to symbolize like the fracturing of a crown.
I'm gonna, after our conversation before we left, just gonna slowly turn my head towards Essa. I don't, but I feel like our roguish friend might.
Oh.
I turned because I didn't see it.
I'm gonna point it out.
Fuck!
Well, if they
That's-
wouldn't
that's
suspect
wrong.
anything before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they already know I'm involved in something, so yeah, that's that.
We knew you were
Not
involved in
all of us
something.
know.
Yeah, but not this. We knew that you had done some sketchy shit with the. Now we're. After you
Yeah.
say that, Oberon's just. And what exactly is the symbol?
Just something from my past that I left behind a long time ago.
Porus sternly walks towards Essa and says, Essa, what is the symbol?
I'll look around.
Enough hiding. This can get us killed. This can get me killed, and I've had enough. What is it?
Follow me. Okay, somewhere out of sight and out of listening ears. Follow me.
All right.
I'm gonna pull like some alleyway.
I'm gonna nudge Oberon and be like, we might want to make a look and see if that fuck got any attention first.
I'm going to do a perception check to see if
I want to get
a very
help.
loud
Yeah.
explanation of fuck.
Essa, give me a stealth check to like find a secluded enough alley, and then a perception check.
19.
17.
Nice, fucking nice rolls.
Did you have advantage on that perception check? Oh,
I
because you got the
gave him
help
help
action.
action.
Right,
Yeah.
my bad. Oh yeah, 19. Like people turned and looked, but like no one's like, oh, that's suspicious. They were just like, okay, some guy screamed fuck.
Some dude stabbed his toe real bad.
Yeah, that's the kind of vibe you're getting. No, it doesn't look like anyone's like.
You probably saw that hideous old lady.
Yeah, they see T and they're like, oh, that's it. That's why. Oh my god.
It's been a line of fucks as we cross by.
Like every person you pass by.
You're like, oh god,
God,
you
jeez.
If
idiot.
the town had a swear jar, it would be overflowing today.
Now,
T is having the worst day of her life.
And that's saying
we know
something
you did this
considering
to
her mom got
yourself, right?
cancer.
Now, T, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we talked about there being like kind of a time limit on this form. So the form does end. It only lasts for 15 minutes. We'll say that by the time you guys get into the alleyway, you've reverted
Dissipated.
back.
Okay.
Why can't I just see like this being something out of a horror movie where like the old T like grabs her face in the middle and
Yo,
peels it off?
yeah,
like, T
cocoons.
steps forward. Why can I see that happen?
That's kind of fucking sick though.
All right. So yeah, with a 17, you're able to find a pretty good spot away from the crowd. As you guys are navigating the alleyways, T, you revert back from your crone form to your the form that everyone's used to.
Thank the
Oh,
gods. Oh, I
He's
didn't,
hot
I didn't
again.
say that. I didn't say that.
I like to find just like the good to Essa like takes a dagger, sees like a crate, just stabs the crate, and probably the most angry this people have ever seen him. Other group has seen him.
The crate goes, "Hey, come on, man! What'd I do to you?"
It's a mimic. It's a mimic.
Roll
It's
initiative.
me. It's me, Kratos.
I hate you.
I
Oh,
thought we
good.
were going to be
Fuck
crate
you.
friends.
Ah, damn it.
Must be crazy.
I hate so much.
Okay.
I'm gonna put my
There's
face into a
hatred in my
cheese
heart.
crater. Jesus fuck.
Is that what happens when like a really fast cheese slams into the ground? A cheese crater?
I'm gonna puke. I'm gonna puke. Ugh.
Okay. So that symbol, what I reacted to, I was hoping I didn't see. Symbol of a group I used to work with. A rebellion who operated secretly to form a place where people were treated fairly. There's none of this hierarchy bullshit that the Empire has.
Oberon's just giving him a deadpan stare
Yeah,
while he's
you'll-
going on this rant.
Oh, look at Oberon as he says that. none of this bullshit. And I was with them for a long time. They took me in after a lot of bad things happened. But over time, things changed, the leadership changed, and the whole mentality of it seemed to change. It went from this group that was meant to be about equal living, equal rights, people being treated fairly, keeping things silent under the radar so we didn't get in trouble, to now a more open, active rebellion where they will fuck with nobles and hurt people and kill people. And well, I'm not necessarily against stealing from people, as who I am. Doing so when you have many people under your banner who could potentially be killed because of it is very dangerous. And when I brought this up, I was forcibly exiled. So like I said,
you're saying the rogues went rogue?
Yes, to put it funnily, yes, that's what I'm saying. It's like I said, it's in the past, doesn't hurt me. It will not hurt us. So I don't intend to
If
get
it's
involved.
in the past,
Why is
then
it on
why
a
is
door
it
we just looked at?
standing right in front of us?
Because
Also,
like
why did you interact with it back at the bar? We're not dumb, Essa.
I didn't know that the person was a part of it at first. I only knew after we caught her. And I wanted to make sure she wasn't getting involved with us while we're doing here. That's why I talked to her. I want to make sure that we are safe. We may not be friends, we may be enemies, who gives a damn, but you are my group and I'm not going to let you get hurt because of my mistakes in the past.
Well, I'd say a good time to prove that is right now with your mistakes right across from us.
Okay, Zach doesn't think he's lying, but Tauros wants to do an insight on that.
Right.
Do I roll anything for that?
No.
I'm telling.
Yeah, like if you want to, yeah, I'm just gonna.
It's just how he feels.
12.
12. I mean,
I'd say you get the vibe that he's definitely emotional, but he's not. He doesn't feel like he's lying. I guess definitely emotional about it though.
Yeah, you don't get any deception.
Yeah, there's no sense of malice in it.
So this is just a coincidence.
That's all it is.
And would they know you if you went in there, if there are people from that group?
The ones who knew me are the ones who are at the place where it's mostly stationed, where they're stationed, which is far from here. The other ones who know me are dead, unfortunately.
And you don't have a bounty or anything on your head from them.
No. When they exiled me, I didn't fight back, so they let me go.
You don't have the mark. Do you have the mark on you?
I threw that thing away a long time ago. What they are now is not the group I was involved with, not the group I helped guide. Not anymore, at least.
I'm gonna look at Tauros.
He's like gaze hasn't left Essa, but you see it's not as angry as you saw the other day nor earlier. It's a little more just stern, but he doesn't look like he wants to punch Essa. He just kind of like is like studying. But he doesn't seem like he wants to kick the shit out of him.
You don't have to trust me. I don't expect you to. I don't expect any of you even like me or care about me, but if you could trust me once in your lives, it's with this. This is all behind me, and I want it to stay behind me forever, dead and buried where it should be. What happened back in Haven was coincidence, and I had to make sure nothing was going to happen because of a coincidence.
Okay. Tauros just kind of pipes up. All right.
There, now you know the truth of Essa and why I'm partially here.
And how was that?
Well, when
I'm
you're
afraid I missed that link.
When you're kicked out of your home, you kind of do what you have to do to survive.
Oh.
That means taking things from people who have more than you. And when you get caught, there's not many options left.
You pissed off a lord.
Yeah. Fortunately. Stole from him, and well, he caught me. And the options were either death or this, so I chose this.
Which one of those uptight dickwads was it?
Some fuckhead named Lord Percival.
Excuse me?
Yeah, some guy named Lord Percival.
Percival what?
Fuck, I don't
James
remember.
Bond, Lorolo, Kowalski.
Unless you were listening, because I don't.
I have Percival
Uh-oh.
Octavius Richmond III.
I would say Percival Richmond there. That guy.
Lord Richmond.
Yes, he is the benefactor of why I was at the school.
Lord Richmond is your benefactor.
Yes. Do you know him? You seem... I can't tell if you're angry or confused, and I'm scared of which answer it's going to be.
Funnily enough, if you want to call this kind of cruel irony funny, he is not my benefactor, but he is the reason that I went to the academy.
How so?
All right, I guess we're doing this now. I work at Madame Chevre's. Madame Chevre has very nice bartenders, and if you pay them extra, they'll spend an evening with you. That is my job. Lord Percival likes to come in, take a look at the lineup, and pick a favorite. And he picked me. Now, he wants to take me away and marry me. I joined the academy so that I would have financial reasons to be able to resist him. He wants to take me away to some awful boring castle and call me Julia. What?
He's just as awful as I thought he was. You've heard the stories about him, I assume. His many wives,
Yes.
they all die mysteriously.
Yes. I keep thinking, when I thought I would fail, I kept thinking about how maybe I'd be the one to survive, but I'm not that foolish, not in practice.
Oberon, give me a history check real quick.
Do I have advantage?
Yeah, I'll give you advantage because of your background feat.
19.
19. You recognize the name. He is a fairly powerful lord. Not on the level of the Claudiuses, but like his name carries a lot of weight in Avon. You have also heard the rumors of the many wives of Lord Percival and how they all meet a very untimely end. Coincidentally, not too long after Lord Percival has taken control of the assets of whatever family they were a part of.
Now, I ain't saying he's a gold digger.
Actually, okay, yeah, never mind.
Cool. So as I get this information, things are going through Oberon's head. As Essa was going like, fuck, he's even worse than I thought. Can I give an insight check to see if Essa is coughing up everything?
Yeah.
Or like not coughing up everything, but like see if he's trying
if
to like
he's
mill in some
withholding
half
anything.
truth. Yes.
Can I name a perception roll?
Yes. And you're checking for like lies of omission.
Yeah.
14. Damn it.
You do get the impression that you're not hearing everything from Essa right now.
Oberon is just like a wall as he kind of just stands there. Anybody who's like directly looking at him, though, you see is like You see his frown twitch down a little bit. But he doesn't say anything.
What a small, awful world that you and I would be in the same class, in the same school, in the same adventuring party. What a small, awful world.
Do you think he might have manipulated it to make sure you two were in the same group?
I don't know why, but I wouldn't doubt it.
I don't know if it's even worth theorizing over. So certain.
Wondering. It's a pretty damn big coincidence.
I don't believe in coincidences that large.
We're talking about somebody with a lot of pull. A lot of pull.
Lord Percival Octavius Richmond III.
Bastard if I ever knew one.
Awful name, too. Who wants to be Julia Richmond?
Ugh.
That sounds so off.
White.
That doesn't sound like a real name.
Yeah, it sounds
Who would name? What kind of name is that?
It's so boring. I mean, my actual name is Tiana Polokrovka.
That's even worse.
Oh, okay, that was
Sorry, could you spell that?
I'm just kidding.
Polukrovka. Polukrovka.
And then Tiana.
Tiana. Yep.
Tiana Polokrovka.
Tiana Polukrovka.
I'm crazy, mama.
Well,
End of my life. Anyway.
Pleasure to meet you, Tiana. If you would, or do you want to still go by T if you're fine with that?
T.
That's okay.
For now.
Understood. Well, if we're done getting the truth out of everyone and spilling our guts, I think we head to the end.
Guys, I have something to admit.
God damn it.
I'm in a sorry.
I'm sorry I met you all.
Give him like a playful shove.
When Edgar says that, there's a little bit of a smile that comes on Taurus's face.
I thought you were gonna be like Tauros, like shocked.
Taurus, monster. Y'all, this is like a rare achievement. I don't think any of you have seen Tauros smile yet.
Like genuinely smile. There's a small smile there.
Well, he's like
even in their childhood, did T see him?
Maybe.
She showed him.
Maybe. That's sad. That's pretty sad, huh? Even in his childhood? Maybe.
Now I'm just picturing like the thing from like Critical Role where it's like Vex and Grog and it's like, would it cheer you up if you saw my titties? And Grog's like, no, it wouldn't, but thank you.
May I ask how you Tauros know each other? Just interesting.
Still kind of look to him like, are you okay with me saying?
He kind of just nods. We were in the same orphanage with each other for a couple of years. Yeah.
A very small world is this.
One of the only kids who wasn't scared of me.
It's touche.
Until I left, of course. Well, shall we go across the street and fight everyone's demons?
Yes. Let's drown our demons, please. I need to drink up to all this.
As we're like turning to leave, Oberon's just going to kind of like put a hand on T's shoulder to like hold her back for a second. He wasn't telling everything.
Thank you. And she'll continue.
You do have to be nice to your fiance, after all.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Edgar was about to make a comment. He was
ooh. As they walk out, Tauros does kind of like slowly move his way up next to Essa. Just look, I know you're probably one of the few that actually knows the life that I've lived. Don't hide stuff from me, please.
Capitation.
Promise.
I don't want to see you get hurt. And he just kind of nudges him. And you see the kind of same smile before it kind of fades to his blank stare that he usually gives the crowds. But
I want to thank you for seemingly trusting me after I gave that information.
no,
something I'm proud of.
I should be the one to apologize. I showed a lot of emotion back there that I shouldn't have. There's so much stuff that's been on my head lately with everything that's happened, and
My horns.
I mean, that's very fair. You didn't know what I was up to. You didn't know what was happening. You didn't know. It's fair to react the way you did. I was the one who made the mistake of not telling everyone.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't fully trust you, but if it makes it feel any better, I don't trust really anyone. So
Taurus's trust chart. It goes T.
Nobody else.
Tiana,
Tiana, his paladin mentor, the dirt. Edgar Oberon, the worms that eat the dirt. Essa.
And then somewhere there, Tauros question mark?
Oh.
It's the meme of don't trust anybody, even yourself, but instead of the guy with the gun, it's a dude with a flambridge.
oh,
Essa goes,
man.
that's very fair. I don't really trust anybody here either. But by some cruel twist of fate in this world, we've been brought together for one reason. So we may as well get to that as soon as we can.
All right.
Exactly.
Last thing, I'm gonna walk next to Oberon and be like, I feel like someone's been manipulating this party. You might have been on something. Yeah, it might be more hands to make this happen than I thought.
As of right now, the three potential. The Lady Wolf. I can see Percival. I can see my family. Those are the big three. He's only saying this to where Edgar can.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of hands for this.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's not all bad. You're engaged. And I run away.
Try sentinel opportunity attack.
Yeah, you can try to deck him.
Clonk. That 20.
Oh my god!
God.
As he goes to run away, I do the thing where I scoop under him, grab the back of his bootstring, and just completely flip him ass over head.
Absolutely.
Okay. Jesus.
I consider pulling out the hunting trap, but I say no.
One day, it'll be used. I swear I'll find a use for it.
Oberon, just stand in that exact spot. Lift your foot up real quick. Oberon will offer a hand to get him back up.
I'll take it.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And we're even.
All right. So you all make your way to the full quiver. So is knowing that that symbol is carved into the door frame, does that change how your strategy going in here?
Oberon, upon hearing that, will take one of his cloaks that he has, and he will kind of he'll take his symbol of the Claudius household off, and he'll kind of wrap the cloak around himself to cover the other parts, but he can't really do much about the standard. He'll wrap it up as tightly as he can,
right,
and store it, but he'll as inconspicuous as a full elf can be.
So what does it mean when they carve it into the door? I mean, this is a safe place?
That's typically what it means. It can mean one of two things, really. Either this is a business that is owned by someone who is part of it, or the owners are sympathetic to the cause and allow people on the run to stay here and hide. That's what it means, at least when I was part of it. I don't know if it's changed since then. It's been many years. But that's what I remember it being. Can I look? Can I get like a scan see if I can spot like the amulet on anyone in here?
Okay, yeah. So you go into the tavern. Like I said, it's still in the afternoon, so it's not very busy. Doing a quick scan. Give me a perception check.
Perception. Natural 20.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah. You don't see anyone in here
I don't fucking play
showing
around.
any symbol, like hidden or otherwise, of the rebellion on their person. There's a lot of mostly humans, a few half elves, halflings, some people that you even see like a few people like who look like they just came back from tracking game. They have like their bow with their quiver and everything. Like it definitely looks like the kind of place that's usually sees a bunch of rangers here. Lots of like animal trophies on the walls. Like a few paintings of like natural scenery and stuff like that. And there's a human, a woman, kind of tending bar right now.
I kind of turn to everyone and kind of whisper. Seems like we're in the clearing. I'm just gonna approach the tavern keeper about like getting rooms, seeing if like there are rooms here. I don't know if there are or not.
So you guys do still have the rooms that you already paid for.
That's right.
Yeah, we've got the rooms for like.
Remember when they
yeah.
assumed that me and Oberon were engaged?
That's right. Yeah, and we were the help.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean,
To be fair, that is one way. That's actually it makes sense.
It's a good cover.
Yeah.
Might be a good place to. This might be a good place. Strategize. We can find a quiet.
Yeah, there's definitely a table towards the back end. Doesn't have a whole lot of people around it that you could all sit down, catch your breath, order a few drinks or something like that.
T will go right up to the bar and order something.
Okay. So like they offer beer, wine, some like braised boar, stuff like that.
She's gonna be that bitch who gets wine in a hunter's tavern.
Mm-hmm.
Oberon will try to get like the most like what he perceives as like the drink that would be the most popular here, aka the like cheapest like ale here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and then he'll probably take a drink of it and then have to fight down every like urge he can to grimace as he drinks it.
Yeah, no, like everyone take out like if anyone's ordering any food or drinks, like take out like we'll say 3 silver, yeah. So like the wine is it's like you go up to the bartender and you say, so what's your wine selection? And she says, well, we have red and white
and mystery.
It's like Airhead's mystery flavor.
Yeah.
The wine is like kind of a cloudy white color, like the mystery flavor Airheads.
Yeah, she's gonna go with a red.
Okay. You get a red. Oberon gets a cheap ale. I'm imagining the rest of you are getting cheap ale. Yeah, the cheap ale definitely tastes like cheap ale. Oberon, it is not the kind of drink you are used to.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I imagine it is exactly the kind of drink that Tauros and Essa and Edgar are used to. but
Just
it
like the
is.
paladins used to make.
Except less piss.
Except less piss.
Jack, you said there was a table of people who just came back from a hunt, right?
Yeah.
I just want to order them around of the cheap ale.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'll just be like hunter to hunter. Just give them like a nod.
Yeah, so take out 8 silver. They all give you a nod of appreciation as the bartender sets them up with another round of drinks. So yeah, you all get your food and drink, sit down, and you have like a nice kind of quiet table to yourselves.
We kind of lean in as kind of like we're all by ourselves and kind of just be like, do you think Harrison was part of the rebellion at all? Maybe that's
I suppose it's possible.
Along with his relation with the Lord's daughter, Trent. Maybe that's what really pushed him out, was that potentially being revealed.
Were there any code words that you remember? Something that would be a nice covert giveaway for those in the know. We could see if maybe the bar staff are to see which way it lies.
We had like secret language, ways to communicate when we were in enemy territory, or like we were in dangerous territory, so people wouldn't find out.
Is that what you were doing?
Yeah.
Oh.
Bit of a lie. I told you yes, but that's more or less what it was. It's a bit different than, well, yeah. Let's just say we have that. I could try some phrases, but that could get us a lot of trouble if anybody hears.
If we're wrong.
If we're wrong, and if somebody hears us, against the rebellion in any way.
I would also mention that part of what we are trying to do, this group might be helpful for, getting into a place.
I know.
I'm not good at the covert thing. I hope I'm making sense.
No, it makes sense. I just think that, certain members of this group staring directly at Oberon, but also, while staring directly at Oberon, have certain ways of getting places. And she'll pull out a pin with Lord Richmond's house seal on it that he'd given her as like a favor. And we can wield these things to our advantage.
Possible.
I'm not against that idea if you don't think word will get back to him, but that might not be a bad thing either. What's our nobility think of that plan?
All eyes towards Oberon.
I don't like it. Okay, why? Don't like the risk that comes with it. Take no offense to this, but
of course,
I don't want to risk my entire life as we know it when there could be other options. If there are no other options,
we'll look at other options, but we can't forget it.
Oberon, if we have teas with the Lord's name on it, if he's as big a deal as you say, perhaps if you pretend to be someone from a lesser house too, you might not have to sully the Claudius name as you go in. Have to change the armor, though.
That's true. And I'm kind of just gonna, for a second, going to just eyeball and be like, how close are me and Tauros to armor sizes?
I was actually going to ask that earlier when you were looking for a change of outfits, because, I was going to say Tauros probably could give him a separate, he's pretty beefy. I don't know how beefy Oberon is compared to him.
How beefy is Tauros?
medium beef.
That's not helpful at all, Jack.
Okay.
He likes
medium beef.
I would say he's like a hearty like 220 in muscle. But that's also because he's just like he's a bigger his like race as of tiefling is like he's a little stockier than the other.
Gotcha. What about height wise?
He's a hearty like 6'1".
I think
Oberon's taller than him, right? I'm pretty sure.
about 6'3".
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it would be pure combat efficiency, but like if we needed to just wear it, Oberon's just gonna go.
Yeah.
I could.
They dress up for a night.
I could pose as a paladin from the Order of Medir, assigned as a bodyguard.
Tauros is actually like raises his hands. I was actually going to offer that, and he kind of like raises up his chain that's on his belt, and it's like his Medir's holy symbol.
Mm-hmm.
In case you want to try to act under as a paladin, you can borrow it if you need it.
And I think that could work.
And then is our dear Tauros going to be wearing the?
That would be seen as blasphemous, sadly.
Of course.
No, I have clothes I can change into. I have my workout clothes.
I got my yoga pants.
I got my wife.
He says that. He says that. Ow. he's got short shorts.
I just want to see Tauros in booty shorts that say "juicy" on the ass.
Yeah.
No, it says Medir.
Just have juicy justice.
And then on the shirt it says "Gains for God."
But yeah, he's kind of agreed to it.
Okay. That may be the plan. That may be the plan.
I will say, just like as a DM note, if you guys are like talking about this, like the idea of like, yeah, if a noblewoman associated with a lord shows up with a paladin escort, totally makes sense. If that noblewoman and her paladin escort has a tiefling, a half elf, and
I thought we were going in separately. Like we weren't all
Mm-hmm.
going in. I thought.
Yeah. Okay, just making sure.
I think what T was asking for of what is Tauros going to wear is because like we would just leave him naked in his room while they're doing this.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is a viable option, but you know.
I mean, like, also, we are not exactly people who are adverse to battle, so if they get into shit while we're gone, we don't want Tauros totally unarmored.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It could be a thing where you all go introduce yourselves, but we hang out here or spend a little more time trying to follow up on potential leads.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
It is, the afternoon, so it would be very rude to get to show up at his manor late at night.
That's true.
So, just saying.
Somebody.
Well, Oberon, shall we get dressed for an outing?
An outing for tomorrow.
Tomorrow? All right.
Because he just said that would be rude if we showed up there right now.
Well, I meant
no,
like
it would be rude if we showed up late
in the middle of the night.
Now.
Like
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Is that like if you could like the window is closing on when it would be appropriate to go calling.
Gotcha. All right, then we are going to go. Tauros is going to head with us.
T is going to put on a different dress that does not make her look like a classy stripper, but just makes her look like a classy lady.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Just a regular
stripper. You look like a stripper.
Oberon, you're going to need a new name.
That's true.
Don't you have like 6?
Well, he's going to need
He says that seriously.
You could just call him Kowalski. Not have that be his middle name or one of his many middle
That's
names.
dumb. That's a horrible name. I'll think about it as we go.
All right. So
can I go over like some like in my mind over like lesser known noble houses that would like have like weight to where it's like, oh, they're not trash, but like if I went in there saying I'm Oberon of this and this, they wouldn't be like, hey, there was a guy impersonating you,
Right.
like
Yeah.
impersonating your
Give
house.
me a history check
Gotcha.
with advantage. 19. Okay, yeah. You got it.
House Spaghetti.
He's nervous.
You know that the Fowler house is a minor noble house. They don't have a whole lot of sway or land, but they're respected enough as merchants that, like, even though they're not necessarily landowning nobility, they're still like, you know, like no one's going to shoo them out, kind of thing.
Gotcha. What was it? Fowler?
Yeah, Fowler. Okay, so Oberon and Tauros are heading back to the inn where you guys have your rooms so that they can change and everything. Is Essa and Edgar staying at the Full Quiver?
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you three go to the inn. You change out. Head back out. You do notice that in the suite that Oberon and T, there is a bouquet of roses that has been left on the bed.
How sweet.
When T sees it, she's gonna go, "Oh dearest, how sweet of you." Fully like poking fun at him.
Yep.
But enjoying every minute.
Not looking at all. Business as usual. Putting on the armor in a different room.
He's in Taurus's room.
Yeah.
All right.
Taurus scares him less than T does.
So you guys change out. The manor.
A titty is his biggest fear.
Yeah.
Battle, fine. Titties, oh god.
So you guys are all set.
I will take the standard, like the actual flag off of the standard, just making it.
Gotcha. And you're making sure, of course, to fold it the correct way that you've been taught to fold that standard.
Yes. Yeah. Twice down the middle. Close off the edges. Triangle, halfway.
Yep. You put it away. Tauros, you go into your casual clothes. I guess you're going to be heading back to the Full Quiver with the rest of the group. And then T and Oberon. The manor is like, you had it pointed out to you when you first got here by the priest, and it's
big.
It's hard to miss. So you two head on over. So as you start walking towards the manor, you notice like you're definitely walking into the wealthier part of the city. Fewer and fewer humans are in this area. You're starting to see more and more elves. Still not a whole lot of elves. Definitely way less than what you would see in Avon. But they are here. But it's definitely gives the vibe of like people on a rustic vacation type thing. Instead of necessarily people who are part of the wealthy class of the city. So as you are approaching, you get a few people turn their heads just because you're nicely dressed elves, and you approach the manor, and outside of Rockfort Manor, you do see a guard, elven man, full plate armor.
As we are approaching, we'll just turn to T. What do I address you as?
She takes like a serious minute to think about this.
We are gradually getting closer. We are getting close. You have
Kind of grimaces for a second, and then goes, "Her Ladyship, Julia Richmond."
Oh, gonna like do a little fan, like oh,
Oh no.
understood.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you approach the guard. He looks to you, nods, and says, "Well met. May I ask what your business is?"
We are visiting nobles from Avon. Or I am a visiting noble from Avon. I came here to greet the local nobility.
I
A host
see.
of sorts.
And may I ask your name, please?
Lady Julia Richmond.
I see.
And she put the pin on.
Oh, okay. He notices that and goes, "Oh, yes. Thank you very much for visiting, your ladyship. I'll go let the lord of the manor know that you're here.
Thank you.
In the meanwhile, let me escort you into our sitting room so that you may relax from your journey." He will open the door, guide the two of you inside. It's a very lavish manor. It's like very well decorated, lots of marble floors, potted plants, nice artwork. He takes you from the very impressive foyer with the crystal chandelier hanging over to a sitting room. Very comfortable looking, nice furniture, leather seating. Like there's a bowl of grapes, and like some other like water, other kind of like dishes, treats out. He says, "If you will excuse me." And he leaves the two of you in there. There is another guard stationed in the room.
Wait, Trey said he was going to tell us the fake name he's going to go by, but he didn't.
Oh, great.
What name did you decide on the walk?
Leon Fowler.
Leon Fowler. Okay.
All right. So yeah, so you all, the two of you are waiting in the sitting room. There's another guard there. After a few minutes, you do hear the tapping of feet against stone as the guard returns. Along with him, you see an elven man. He's a high elf, like regal features, but he is starting to show signs of aging, in the way that elves can, with their crazy long lifespans. A little bit of gray at the temples, a neatly trimmed goatee, and a very luxurious looking doublet and pants. And he says, "Ah, yes, the Lady Richmond. Thank you very much for gracing my city with your presence. I do appreciate you stopping by."
Of course, I've always heard what a charming little town this was. I just had to take a visit.
Of course. I know we can't necessarily compare to the splendor of the capital, but I do appreciate you coming to find and enjoy our charms. May I ask, I was unaware that the Lord Richmond had remarried. This must have been recent, yes?
Oh, pending things. Matter of weeks.
Right, I understand. I understand. Well, yes, again, thank you for joining. How long will you be staying in my fair city?
Oh, somewhere around a week. Just a nice little getaway from all the noise.
Right, of course.
So quaint here.
he kind of flinches a bit when you say quaint. Like, does the noble thing of not letting it show too much, but you're someone who has a decent amount of insight. You can see that it's not great for him to hear that. And he says, right. Well, yes, I hope that you enjoy your stay here. If you need anything of me, I'll be happy to provide it. I assume this is your escort, he says, gesturing to Oberon.
Yes.
Sir Leon Fowler, as I'll give like a deep bow.
Oh, the Fowlers. An impressive family. Good to meet you, good sir.
Yes, well, my lord.
He looks at you for a moment and then says, hope I'm not being too forward, Mr. Fowler, but are you by chance courting anyone at the moment?
In his head, just fuck. But on the outside,
Oberon getting so many bitches out here.
Edgar feels a disturbance in the force and just smiles.
A hand reaches through
He is
the
going to take control of
multiverse
this moment, seeing the tomato that Oberon just became, and go, I apologize, your lordship. He is not one to speak out of turn, if you get my meaning.
I see. I understand that I was being a bit hasty. It's just that...
And
sorry?
Sir Fowler here is sheepish.
I see. Well, that's a shame. You're a strong-looking young man. I'm sure that there are several women vying for your attention.
Oh, that's right. Didn't you have a daughter?
I do, in fact, have a daughter. Unfortunately, she has yet to find a match, but I was thinking that maybe it would be interesting to introduce her to your escort here.
Oh, I think that could be a very interesting introduction. I'll talk it over with him. Kind of like bumping shoulders with him, like, I'll talk it over with him.
Right, of course. Let me go find my daughter.
Sure.
Like, he kind of like sort of like there's a bit of a hustle to his walk as he walks out.
1000%.
Mm-hmm.
So he just kind of raises an eyebrow at Oberon.
There's like the guard that's like stationed there, kind of like give me a quick perception check, the two of you.
Okay. You have the feeling this isn't the first time this has happened.
Perception 5. A big sexy 5.
All right. Well, neither of you notice that the guard who's stationed in the room kind of rolls his eyes a little bit. after the Lord has already left the room.
Oh yeah. T will just give him a little elbow nudge, like, you're getting set up on a date.
He's just like, oh gosh, this is not what I signed up for. And like, Trey's like, I'm not getting fucking parent trapped by Alice, goddamn.
It's just all right. Let's see. So while that's happening, we're gonna cut back to the full quiver. So time's been going on. The sun's, it's starting to head in towards the late afternoon. The bar is getting a little busier. What's going on with y'all?
Wow.
Imagine just kind of waiting around.
We getting fucked up or what?
I mean,
drinking contest.
I mean,
Over and T come back and the three of us are just fucked out of our minds.
They're running away because it all fucked up and we have to get out. We're just plastered on the floor.
Yeah. You guys are back at the inn, completely off your ass drunk, and then they come in, you're like, they're engaged!
How would you guys feel? How would you guys feel of not trying to outdrink each other, but outdrinking some hunters?
Could be
I
fun.
mean, I've never tried out drinking someone. What does that mean?
You each take shots until someone can't take any more shots.
Oh, I've seen people do that before. All right. I mean, I could try.
It might not be a great idea. Actually,
Tauros, I
don't know
feel
what's
like
going on with
Tauros is
friends.
like the guy who's like, I've heard of parties.
And then he actually gets to the shot, and he's
I have it
just
all written
downing
down in my
freaking
journal.
whole bottles of liquor.
Mhm.
It's like, hey, what's a body shot? As he proceeds to like punch somebody in the stomach. Body shot.
Body shot.
We might not want to drink too much, but it might not hurt to get more friendly with the hunters from the guild.
And to be honest, today and the past week really has been so fucked. Like, just so fucked.
All right, yeah. So you guys want to try to start a drinking contest?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. So you approach the group of hunters. The same group that you bought the round for is still at the bar.
Are there 3 of them?
There are 3 of them. There's
Perfect. I buy 6 shots to confuse them, and then we walk over.
Yeah. So you buy a round of 6 shots. I'm gonna say that's 1 gold, 5 silver.
Ooh. Guys, I might not be able to afford any more of these.
And like you see,
there is fully party loot that T has not distributed.
Well,
this money is mine.
I mean, you could open a tab.
I
Or
mean,
make it part,
Tauros
make
also
it, make
has
part
like
of the drinking game that the loser has to pay for all the drinks.
Tauros has 15 gold. He didn't buy anything the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I like the. I'm gonna try the.
Loser buys the drinks.
Yeah.
Okay. So you approach them. There's a human woman, a halfling man, and a half elf person there. And so like the 3 of them look a little confused when the 6 shots are brought over, but then you 3 approach the table, and they all kind of get like a knowing smile. And the human woman looks to you, Edgar, and says, "Oh, I guess we're having a little competition tonight, huh?"
Yeah, I feel like, seems like the hunt wasn't enough of a challenge for you, so let's give you an impossible one here.
All right. You got some moxie, kid. And then she is going to like get the shot glass, kind of swirl it around a bit, and then say, "So, what's the wager?"
How about loser buys all the drinks that are drank in this little game?
And what's the winner get?
Winner gets free drinks, number 1. But maybe we spice it up a little bit.
Look at this whole tiefling you could have.
You can have 1 tiefling.
Now,
we've got this drow that's coming.
You say that as a joke. You say that as a joke, but the halfling is looking at Tauros like, "I'd like to climb that mountain," is the vibe that halfling is giving.
How about this?
Alice laughs like how T's alternative transformation looks.
Yeah, you could hear Alice from Saxide. Someone's a fucking goblin.
How about this? Winner gets free drinks, but also 1 truth or 1 dare from the losing side.
You're on. And all of the hunters take the shot and down it. I'm gonna need you all to down your drinks and give me con saves.
Everybody.
16.
Tauros!
Oh no, Tauros!
This is still him. This is new. This is new for my big boy.
We also have been drinking prior to this, so. Also,
So
imagine
these guys.
we haven't eaten today, so we're already partially. We already drank a lot, drinking
Oh,
more.
we're fucked.
And we are on an empty stomach. We're not gonna have a good night.
Oh,
Okay, well,
my God.
so the three of you rolled a 16, a 5, and a 12, and your opponents rolled a 5, a nat 20, and a 15.
I beat
Oh.
Taurus, you suck.
Tauros, you're starting to feel a little lightheaded and swimmy. Already.
He doesn't try to show anything, but he grabs Edgar's arms. Uh-oh.
Hey,
it's not directly after the shot. It's like he takes a shot. He's like, oh.
It's like he goes to stand up, and then it's that thing where you don't feel drunk until you start to stand, and then you're like,
No, Taurus was told you don't feel drunk till you start moving around, and he took that as, oh, we want to feel drunk, right? So he just starts doing push-ups.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Imagine
Tauros.
Essa and Edgar kind of hold him up, he's good, he's fine.
We're fine.
All right, round 2.
I'm gonna lean over to Essa.
14.
If this goes bad again, we might need a little of your trickery.
Okay, that's okay.
All right, a 14,
22.
a 22, and poor baby Tauros.
Come on, Tauros.
Come on,
Nat one.
Big money here. Big money.
Come on, buddy. You got it. Come on.
It's gonna be a smooth 15.
He's getting drunk.
Uh-oh.
Zach, no, we're losing.
I don't know. My connection's got. I am getting blasted over here.
Oh no.
Babe, what did you roll?
I don't know.
Please have captions for this part when we get to in the podcast.
Oh, that's
captions
why.
for
My
Zach.
hotspot's dying.
Oh, his hotspot is dying. Wait, come over here. Do you want to switch spots so you get the hotspot charger?
Sure.
Technical difficulties.
Tauros got a 19.
Tauros got a 19. All of you passed this round, so that's good.
I clap Tauros on the back when he seems to handle it better this time. Hell yeah!
He kind of sways in his seat.
I like to mention he's about to get down. And you
huge.
That's an 11 and
Hey,
2
oh
6s from your enemies here.
Yeah. There we go.
All right.
How are they
so
looking for that?
They're feeling it. They're feeling it, Mr. Krabs. All right, one more round.
At the end of that round, when I see they took it a little hard, I'm gonna just start striking up conversation with the human who seems to be main lead from them, and just talk about, yeah, we just got back from killing some manticores personally, so looking for something a little more challenging, you know.
Oh shit, you got manticores? That's not bad, kid. That's not bad.
2 of them.
2 of them. Damn. All right.
He killed them. I point to Edgar. He managed to get the final kills on them, final shots on them.
You know what's a real fun fight? I don't know if you guys have done this one before. You ever hunted a lizard folk?
Can I roll something to see if I know what that is?
Yeah.
History?
Yeah, that'd be a history check.
I like to imagine Essa.
Well, I don't. I'm belligerent.
I like to imagine Essa and Edgar have the same look of, oh, we forgot racism.
I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting to say something about tieflings.
No.
Never forget, Essa. Never forget.
So that's a nat 1.
I'm gonna just look at Essa and Tauros and be like, I think this is the perfect 3 people for the situation, because we know what the right face is against racism.
So Tauros, you don't you haven't you haven't met a lizard folk, I guess. They're not, I mean, they're in Avon, but they're not very common. You don't really know too much about them. You do know that they are another one of the borderline monstrous races in the Empire.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she asks if you've ever hunted a lizard folk.
Can't say that. I don't think any of us have.
Ah, that's a challenge right there, because they're almost as smart as people.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh
Oh
no!
shit! Sorry, I want to try to make it look like I spilled a glass of water or something that I had next to me.
Yes, sleight of hand check,
towards
please.
Can I get the help action on that?
Yeah.
If I kind of like
You
distracting
kind
them,
of bump the table, kind of thing.
yeah, like have like a knee jerk reaction, like I hit my knee or something.
Mm-hmm.
Bad rolls. 11.
11. Okay, you knock it over, but you don't play it off that well.
Gotcha.
Let's get a insight check. They have been drinking, so they're not going to get their usual bonus. Oh no, ignore that part. That's a success.
Okay.
But with let's see, with an 18 though, they're like, what's the big problem? Like, you don't tell me you got an issue with that. Don't be lame. Come on.
No, not lame. Look. No. Next round. Next round.
All right, next round.
And
Next
this is how we
round.
come back to a bar fight.
we cut to T and Oberon. Company's like cut back, and it's just everybody's dead except for Essa, Egger, and Toro just stand in the slaughter.
We're like knocking at the castle door, be like, "Hey, we need our friends. We need to run away."
All right.
Covered in blood.
Yeah. Next round. Let's get a con save from everyone.
16 again. Yeah, I did pretty good.
14.
Hey, there you go. Good job.
16.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that one.
Oh my god.
Only one of them
God.
managed to
Okay.
tie.
I'm gonna say, you know what? Yeah, I was thinking 3 rounds, and I think that one definitely puts them over. The halfling falls face flat onto the table after taking his shot, and the half elf kind of like is looking just like puts the shot glass face down on the table. But the human woman is like still raring to go, even though she is clearly drunk. And she's just like, "Come on, don't be a coward. I could take all 3 of you. Listen. I get it. All right. It's kind of like, oh, we gotta stick together or whatever. But it's kind of, you gotta do what you gotta do. And if a noble pays you 100 gold to deliver a lizard folk hide, you gotta put food on the table somehow. Am I right? Yeah, this guy knows what I'm talking about. She says as she points at Tauros.
It's unfortunate because he's not really phased by this. He's kind of nods and just kind of adjusts one of his gauntlets and just, I fortunately do.
As she's like kind of getting louder about this, like you notice like some eyes, like heads are turning into your direction. And like finally there is a sort of you hear like the footsteps approaching your table as you see a human woman. She is in what looks like a maid's outfit, kind of like frilly black with white lace, and like in her like the cuffs of her outfit, you see some nice looking embossed cufflinks. And as she like approaches from behind, she like kind of grabs the shoulder of the hunter and says, "Hey, let's not talk about that here, okay? That's not what we're about." hunter looks at her and just goes, "Who the hell are you telling me what I can and can't do?" And she like goes to like swing a punch at the maid.
Oh, yeah.
And
I
the
wanna.
maid easily like deflects it and then just like strikes her right in the face, breaks her nose, and the huntress like kind of screams out, gets up, and then yells at her, the other two hunters, to leave with her, and they all head out.
They're paying the tab. That's they're paying.
The maid will look at you three and say, "Yeah, sorry about that. We try to keep people like that out of here, but sometimes it doesn't work."
Good on you, though, for keeping people like that out.
People like what?
You know. She says, like, looking at the three of you, she says, "You know people that I mean."
Yeah.
Belligerent. Say, knowingly, like.
Yeah. Belligerent's the word for it.
Assholes.
Those were some moves. That was impressive.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, no, I picked up a few things. I'm not familiar with you all. Where are you guys from?
Around where the adventuring sort.
Gotcha, adventurers. All right. What brings you to Cashel?
I look at.
Really, just a stop on our way as we continue. Have managed to find a town to rest for the night while we were out traveling, so we decided to see what it's about. Quite a lovely town, all things to be considered.
Just wondering how the rule here feels about belligerence from your perspective. This kind of belligerence.
Right. Well, this kind of belligerence is something that is unavoidable in the Empire, but, people like me are trying to ease it as much as we can.
I'm going to immediately lean over to Edgar and whisper, "Should I try and say something within that language?"
Keep it. It's up to you if you think so. Go for it.
I'm gonna say it. It's gonna sound really weird.
Act drunk. Act slightly drunk.
Yeah, so acting slightly drunk, I'm gonna kind of say a phrase that basically means just saying hi in that tongue, in that kind of codified language.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And response.
There is a look of recognition in her eyes, a little bit of surprise, and then she says, back in that coded language, "Hello, comrade."
Oh my god.
Oh fuck. It's just the immediate, saying it low enough that only Edgar and Taurus could hear it, but he says that.
This whole time, Taurus has been trying to look at this woman, but like it looks like he's like eyes keep kind of like trailing off, and he tries to focus back, and then they trail off, and he tries to focus back again, and like he's been doing this the whole time as he's just like trying to figure out what's going on.
Bro, stop staring at her titties.
We are going to move from the bar back to the manor. At the manor, it's been a bit while you all were waiting in the sitting room, and it's been a while, and finally you hear steps approaching, and out comes Lord Rockford. He says, "I'm sorry for the wait. My daughter was taking a little extra long to prepare herself. But she is here now, and that is what's important." And she comes out, and she is a beautiful, young-looking woman, elven, long, blonde hair, blue eyes, and Oberon and T, you get the vibe that she looks pretty familiar. Can I get an insight check from both of you?
Yes.
17.
At 20.
Oh my god.
So you see this woman. She looks a lot like T. And that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
Kill the fucking T.